All right, and we are live with another TNA Impact review with slash breaking news, if you want to say. The news around the wrestling business right now is that TNA signs a new TV deal, not with Spike TV, but with, was it Destination? No, not Destination.
Justin
Um,
America.
yeah, Destination America. Um, isn't it a sister company? What you told me it was a sister company to what
Yeah,
channel?
sister to the Discovery Channel. The original idea I thought we all heard about was some Velocity channel that was really a bad idea.
Yeah,
But
and there was also rumors about WGN. That didn't fall through. So
that would have been the best. That honestly still would have been the best spot for them to go. But
uh, that would probably have been the best. But this was probably, second best, if
yeah,
that.
half.
And they inked a deal with Destination America. Pretty much the details are this. TNA will be moving from Spike TV to Destination America in early 2015. Uh, will mean the show will be broadcast in less. It will mean the show will be broadcast in less homes. The company is looking at the step as a positive direction for its future. The network is said to be fully on board with the wrestling promotion, and they are taking steps to promote the product in new ways. It said for one, TNA will see a lot more airtime than the 2 hours every week Spike TV gave them for years on Thursday nights and more recently on Wednesday. They said there will be a replay of Impact Wrestling every week in addition to the first run of the show plus new secondary series and new and unique specials. I'm sorry. With the success of British Boot Camp in the UK, there has been talk of bringing the show to American television or even creating a new US version of the show. The plan was to run a live show from New York on January 7th, the first Wednesday of the new year, but plans have changed. While nothing has been officially announced, TNA has informed talent that they will have an update in the next few days. There's talk of doing a series of TV tapings in late December, but right now things are still up in the air. So that's pretty much the details on that evolving TNA. Um, Anything you would like to say, Dave, on that?
we talked about this earlier offline that we would like to see him do the first show live, or at least give us one live show a month, or even two, if like you used to do, where you would tape one week, or what was it, live one week, tape the next two, or whatever it was, something like that. And the end of the month was live, I think, some how they used to do it. But their biggest trouble right now, honestly, isn't to keep. Should they stay on the road, or should they try to find a permanent spot where they can just shoot live episodes like they had in Orlando?
Um, in my honest opinion, I think they should do back to where they did two tapings in one night. At least have one live, I think, or semi-live, even if it's like a little bit of a tape delay. If this season premiere though, that is on Destination America, it's weird to see that. Um, it's got to be live. I mean, you need to draw ratings.
Yeah, you would do one live. Yeah, I mean, maybe, and I'm sure that's what Destination America would love to have a live show, like a wrestling, like TNA, even though it's TNA, something live, a live show to air every week, or at least a couple times a month. Do a live shows. And TNA has learned, I would think, from their mistakes about trying to sell pay-per-views nowadays. I mean, it's not working, so maybe this would really do some of these TV pay-per-views again next
Um,
year.
I do like the idea that they're going to show more impact.
Yeah, because they're not making money, really, a lot of money with only from Spike TV with one show a week, and that's even though they're not going to get a lot of money from Destination America, they're going to get money from them from, say, two or three different shows. So they get two shows a week. They're going to get money from that for that show as well, plus for Impact. So I would assume they would do like a Superstars thing where they would tape if they do it like that, an explosion show. They would probably tape it before Impact and then air it that weekend or something.
Yeah.
or like you were saying, British boot camp or whatever. Which for some reason, a lot of people might not know this, but TNA beats WE in some markets over in the UK. They actually do better in ratings than the WE does. So I mean, TNA does good over there for some reason. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe they can't see what crap is when they're watching it over there. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's weird how they connect very well with the British
Yeah, I
audience,
mean,
but
it's
nonetheless, you know, TNA is still alive. They're not going anywhere in the near future, anytime soon. Um,
which is good. I mean, because as wrestling fans, I mean, there's a lot of people we might not like TNA a lot. I mean, but there's still a lot of good wrestlers over there. I mean, there's a lot of good people over there, and you hate to lose another wrestling company. I mean, just because it
TNA's
runs out
credit.
of stuff to do.
And to TNA's credit, I mean, the last 2 months of TNA have been good. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, Bobby Roode, the Lashley storyline is good. I've enjoyed that. I think some things they've gone a little bit too far on, but we'll touch that when we get into the Impact.
One thing I don't like about it is they left so many questions and answers. After tonight's episode, we'll get into it, but it's like you expect people to still be interested a month, possibly even 2 months, depending on when they debut in January. People might forget all about this. I mean, that's really bad to do, like in the show like that. But
Unless like they're having those recap show, the best of the year or whatever.
yeah,
Uh,
like in 2 weeks, I think it's really the best moments of 2014.
they'll try to
Which
remind you then about what happened, but
is it going to be a 2-hour recap show? Crap! I don't want to see that. I'm not going to watch that. But
yeah,
I mean, with this whole thing, I mean, it makes you wonder will people be interested? And I mean, in whenever it debuts, if it debuts early 2015, I mean, great. That'd be good for. I mean, like I got off topic, but I mean, what I was trying to say is, with TNA, if they went under, got no TV deal, that would mean WE would be the only thing around. That's it. WE is it. Yes, you have Ring of Honor, but I mean, for the two wrestling companies or entertainment companies that are on TV each week. I mean, TNA, people might not agree, is a big company-ish, I guess you could say. But it's TNA or WE, which most people prefer WE. But if they went under, they'd be just WE. And a
yeah.
lot of these guys in TNA wouldn't make it in the WE.
But yeah, TNA is still alive. They'll be debuting again. Um, season premiere sometime in January. They will still be running on Impact till the end of December. So like we said, they're doing best of shows. So like just expect that for the next couple of weeks. And they're not on next week. So don't expect a
I
thing.
mean, it's just weird to me too, though, that they would. I mean, was that like the plan all along? I mean, if that was, why wouldn't you go out with a bang? But I don't know. That confuses me, right? How do you do that? If you knew November 19th was really going to be your last Impact, so why didn't you make it? Okay, this is the last Impact.
Yeah, you'd think they would probably maybe have a world title match on the last
Yeah.
Impact on Spike TV, but they went a different route, which I didn't mind. I think they ended they ended the night. They ended the night with a match that started TNA, in my opinion. But
I agree with
yeah,
that. I like
TNA
that.
has a good deal. It's a good deal. Yeah, it's a deal. Yes, they're going to be in not a lot of people's homes. I think I read that only like 52% of America has this channel. So it all depends on what provider you have. I know DirecTV has it for sure. Comcast, I believe, Time Warner, stuff like that. So a lot of state companies do not have this channel. So a lot of TNA fans might be missing out on TNA unless there's another way of watching it other than maybe it's maybe I'm not sure if they have. I'm sure Destination has a website. Maybe they'll put TNA on there somehow. Um,
Yeah,
YouTube.
or
Possibly.
Impact Wrestling as well. Yeah, I mean,
No, they say that they're trying to promote this wrestling company in different ways, so maybe that could be one of them.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it is interesting. I mean, if you don't have the if you do have the channel, chances are it could be a higher tier cable package where you'd have to pay extra for it. So, I
Yeah,
mean, if you want to pay extra, I mean, I'm not like you would pay extra $10 just for one channel, but you would get other channels too. But I mean, it could be a higher tier package, so you might have to pay a little extra. So if you really want it,
yeah. So we'll see what goes on with that. We'll get more into it when more details come out about if they're when they're going to premiere and so what and whatnot. But let's just jump right into this TNA Impact review. It was TNA's Impact 11th, November 19th, 2014. Forgot to introduce us. I'm Tony, and my co-host is always the bizarre one, Dave. How are you doing tonight, Dave?
I'm doing good. It's been an interesting day.
All right, well, let's just jump right into this Impact review. Like I said, it started out with Bobby Roode. Roode says it's safe to say in the world everyone has a true friend, and Eric Young is his true friend. And Lashley tried to end his career. He says he gets it. Lashley wants a shot at the title, and he will get it. But tonight is not about the title or pro wrestling. Tonight he wants to fight. He wants no refs, no rules, just him kicking the hell out of Lashley. Rude then calls for Lashley to come out right now. Lashley music hits, and and he comes out. Rude meets him on the ramp, and Rude is sent to the wall, and security comes out and breaks them up like always. Did you enjoy that opening segment with Rude calling out Lashley, wanting
I
to?
mean, I was disappointed because I was hoping for like a match with these guys or something. I mean, if anything, with next year with this new Destination America channel, they have to premiere it with a world title match with Bobby Lashley versus Bobby Roode. You would think that would be the smartest move to go. The first show on this new network, make it for the world title.
I think we'll get to that at the end because
Right.
I think
I guess
they may go a different route.
said
So
yeah.
I'll get on that later. Next, we saw EC3 backstage. He says he is going to give Rockstar Spud the opportunity he needs to become a man. They showed a video package of the Knockouts division, which was the first match of the night. Was the Knockouts title match between Taryn Terrell, Gail Kim, and Havoc. This match was really good, I thought.
I mean, when you sit there and watch this match, excuse me, you actually do realize that when TNA went out and got girls who could wrestle, the WE is still trying to develop their divas and make them somewhat believable, but TNA actually has women who can actually go out there and put on good matches.
Well, the thing with WWE is they're more, I'm not going to say so much about the image, but they don't care so much about the women's wrestling as much as TNA does. And
Change a little. Agree. I mean, because they let a lot of these women who are really good
wrestlers in the WWE or in NXT.
Yeah, I mean, they came. No, but most of these TNA knockouts who were good in TNA were originally good in the WE, and they just let them go.
Yeah, I mean, that's, 20 years ago. Okay, maybe not 20, but 15 years ago or 10 years ago, the women's division in WWE was really, really good. I think they took divas more seriously. Now
they're trying to get back to it too, though.
There's only like maybe a handful of good divas. Anyways, TNA has really good knockout wrestlers, but tonight's match was really good. Taryn Terrell ends up getting the victory over Gail Kim, kind of snuck in a little roll up on her. Is this the end of Havoc? Because I guess she looks so dominant the whole time she's been in TNA, and then she just loses the championship like that.
But she didn't really lose it.
She didn't really lose. So she kind of goes out looking strong.
Exactly. They make it look okay. she got knocked out by 2 finishers, and then Taryn won by a roll, which is kind of stupid, but whatever.
Yeah, she sneaks it in and gets the win. So I guess this is her first Knockouts title. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Go anywhere, yeah.
But yeah, she's
Because
a new champion,
pregnant.
and not really sure where they're going to be going with that. Not sure if Havoc is leaving. I don't know if she was just there for a short time.
I'm not sure. We're probably not sure about a lot of people because, I mean, a lot of people don't have deals. I mean, so this will be interesting to see what actually happens.
Yeah. Back
At the end.
back from the break, we saw Samoa talking about not being medically clear to compete, and last week and vacating the TNA X Division title. Next, we had Chris Melendez versus Kenny King. Your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't really care about this angle at all. I really don't. I mean, the match, yeah, it was okay. It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't great. Which, one thing I tweeted out about when I was watching this match, shouldn't his leg be illegal to use as a weapon?
You would think so. I mean, depends on how he's
I
using
mean,
it.
it's like a... I mean, he's sitting there kicking Kenny King in the head with it. I'd be afraid to take a bump like that.
Yeah. I mean, it ends up with MVP coming down and attacking Melendez, beating him up, hitting him with a couple of chair shots. Of course, Ken Anderson comes down and makes the save. But it was all mostly about MVP just going rampage tonight. He beat up Kurt Angle. He was just all over the place tonight.
Yeah.
But after that, we had EC3 coming out. He comes to the ring with Tyrus, a.k.a. Brodus Clay. Excuse me. EC3 says that Bud is the feel-good story in TNA. He says Bud has endured himself to the masses and has accumulated some friends such as Eric Young and Jeremy Borash. He said he slapped Borash so hard that his entire family died. Okay.
That was good.
He said he's giving EC3 the chance. I'm sorry, he's giving Spud the chance to fight him tonight. Spud Music Kids, and out he comes. EC3 tells Tyrus to leave the ring and not to come back in no matter what Spud does to him. Spud gets into the ring. He tells him he is aware that he has ruined his life and it entertains him. Spud gets the first shot and begs Spud to hit him. Spud says he's not going to hit him in the face, but hit him in the balls. He ends up beating him up for a little bit, and then EC3 and Tyrus end up beating the crap out of him. This is end up going. I mean, other than I think EC3 is hurt, so I don't know if this is possible. I guess they're going to have a match eventually.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that'd be tough to say.
I don't really care for Spud as a face.
Yeah, I mean, you would think. I thought that's what tonight was actually going to be a wrestling match, but I guess not. But with those guys, which I think they could have a good match and tell a good story. But I mean, at first I thought it was Spud who got busted open, but it was EC3 with that headbutt. He busted himself open.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the fake blood in the hardcore match. I mean, oh my god.
Yeah, let's talk about that, which was the next match, which was Bram versus Tommy Dreamer in the hardcore match. You think that was fake blood?
Yeah, because at the end when you see Tommy Dreamer, all the blood's washed off his head. There's like barely any blood on him. I was like, what? I mean, I think they just fake blood each other because Tommy Dreamer would cut himself, you would think, but it looked like they just used fake blood. I mean, it looks good for a minute, and then all of a sudden it's all off his face.
My thing is,
It was a bad blade job, and it just all of a sudden just stopped bleeding. And there was no blood on the mat.
what is the point with these hardcore matches? Is my thing.
I don't know, to draw interest in hardcore fans.
No, but like calling him the king of hardcore, like, are they gonna make a title?
Maybe they're trying. I would think of that too. I was like, what's the point with all these hardcore matches if they're not going to have it? Bring in a hardcore title. I wouldn't mind it. It'd be something different. You
I
know,
mean,
give
you
him
have a
something
guy
to
that's
do.
hardcore. I mean,
Why not bring in?
like
Why
all
not
his
give him
matches are
small
some kind
to
of
do?
hardcore stipulation.
Yeah, like next year when they come back, they should have, if they have Bram still, they should have him or have Magnus, if they still have Magnus, present him with a hardcore title or have him beat a hardcore legend. I don't know if there's any left. I'm sure they're left, but I don't know if they'll come to TNA. It would be better if he had somebody like a Tommy Dreamer, which Tommy Dreamer would never turn heel or be full-time with TNA. But have someone do like a Mick Foley thing they did with Edge in the WWE. Have him present him with the hardcore title, you know?
Yeah. I
We would
mean,
have Magnus say, here, I want to get the hardcore champion. And then he can defend it. And it gives them another story, another little storyline to work with. Instead of just, you got 2 hours to fill. And they barely filled it tonight. I mean, the match wasn't bad. It wasn't great either, but I mean, one thing I didn't mind about the match, at least it wasn't a 10-minute match where you go through barbed wire, you go through tables. It wasn't something like that. They actually took time and they had some good spots with weapons, and it wasn't horrible like they have been with it. Like the Monsters Ball with Abyss. That was stupid.
yeah, but I mean, all in all, it was a pretty good hardcore match. I like Brim. I like him a lot. I just don't know what the hell they're doing with him. He's like the crazy psychotic guy, I guess. Al Snow comes down and tries to make a save. I mean, it was just
Taz did do a little shot, I guess, at the WE or something like that. That little thing about just because I was there doesn't mean I have to like every single person and agree with every single thing they do.
yeah, but I mean, it is what it is with TNA, with Taz and WWE. Next, we got the main event of the night, which was the X Division title match between Loki, um, Zima Ion, El Tigre, and what was the last guy?
Manic.
And Manic. That's right. This match was really good, and I liked how they ended it, what they started, what made TNA what TNA
I'm
was, and now it's
surprised.
the X Division
I mean,
match.
is he even going to be in the company in a couple months? I mean, why would you? But, I mean, I won't go to that yet, but, I mean, the match was good. I was actually surprised that Manic didn't win this match.
Yeah, me too.
I
I
thought
thought,
maybe that guy was going to pop in and help him win, honestly.
yeah, definitely thought Manic was gonna win.
I mean, so that kind of threw me off a little bit, but whatever. I mean, I thought it was cool, though. I liked it. I mean, it was a really good spots. I mean, Tigro, whatever his name is, that little corkscrew thing he did on all three guys is pretty awesome. And then that little, what is it, like a Death Valley driver, Michinoku driver, Loki did to Tigro Uno, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
That was a sweet little finisher. I was actually surprised that, like, wow, Loki won. I mean, he's your new X Division champion. I honestly, this whole thing with Joe, I don't think Joe is hurt at all. I think it's a storyline.
I'm not sure what it is.
Because he never said he's injured. He just said, I'm not medically cleared. He never said anything like that. So that's what kind of threw me off. Unless his contract is up and he wasn't going to defend the title, so I don't know.
The only guy I know is contract up, and he didn't mention nothing about it on Twitter, was about the new deal, and that was Bully Ray.
Yeah, it's kind of. He might be done. I don't know. He might be trying to get a deal with the WE. Who knows?
So, let's end this Impact review with MVP coming out to the ring. Well, I'm sorry, Kurt Angle coming out to the ring, calling out MVP. MVP basically thought Kurt Angle was going to fire him. Kurt Angle then ends up attacking MVP, which then led to Kenny King coming out, which then led to Ken Anderson, which then led to Bobby Lashley, which then led to Bobby Roode coming out. Excuse me. Your thoughts on this little whole at the end of the
Wanting more. Like, okay, Angle first said that, I mean, I thought he was said the year's coming to an end. I was like, wait, are they having another match on New Year's Eve or something, or right before their last episode? I got confused on that for a minute, but being the season finale season finale on Spike. I mean, we're just lucky Netflix didn't pick it up, but I
I really
it was okay.
have Kurt Angle wrestle the first season premiere.
Yeah, with MVP. I thought they were gonna fire MVP because I didn't know if he was gonna have a contract with them next year. So I thought the smartest thing would have been to do would be to fire MVP. So you write him off TV.
Right.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind Lashley and Kurt Angle or Lashley and MVP. I mean, those would be some good matches they could go after right there.
Yeah. Should be interesting next couple of weeks.
I want to get something that you've touched on before. You said you don't like Ken Anderson because it's basically the same gimmick he got from the WWE, right?
I'm just tired of him.
But is that one of the reasons you don't like him because of the same gimmick he took from the WWE?
No, not really. I just don't really
I
care.
thought that was one of the big. Oh, okay. I thought maybe that was one of the big issues you had with him.
No, I'm just tired of him personally. I mean, he's not a bad person. Like, I don't hate the dude. It's just just don't care for him in the ring very much. That's all.
Yeah, but I have noticed that with TNA, anytime they get an XWE guy, they basically use the same gimmick they had before in the WWE. I mean, granted, Kurt Angle, he owned the name Kurt Angle. It's his name, so they couldn't really change nothing about that. Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy with their names. They made who they were. But, like,
Yeah.
the Dudleys, they couldn't come to TNA and be the Dudleys, but they were trying to live off the Dudley name because that's who they were. MVP the same way. MVP came from TNA as MVP.
Yeah.
Which is stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
But so what do you think? How was this the best way to end Impact?
I mean, I think it leaves you with, Lashley and Rude beating each other up. It leaves you in suspense to see what happens on the season premiere, or, when they're going to get a shot at each other again. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, I mean, or should they all be stripped of the titles because their 30-day period will be up?
Technically, it would be, but I don't know. It should be interesting. It's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks to see what happens when they finally do exactly debut on Destination America and all that good stuff.
Which I assume that wouldn't get announced till almost probably around the same week the last Impact airs.
Yeah,
it's announced before then.
I'm sure we'll hear an announcement in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, they would need to do more than like a week's notice. So yeah, it's TNA, so you never know.
Yeah, well, apparently this channel wants to do it in different ways, so it should be interesting to see what goes down. But tonight's Impact was pretty good. Last one ever on Impact. A wrestling and ever on Spike TV again. Next fall will be recaps the next couple of weeks until TNA finally debuts on
It'll be called, I guess the new tagline is #Destination Impact. I guess that's the tagline.
So everybody stay tuned. Looks like we will not be doing any Impact reviews the next couple of weeks. Not our fault.
2014.
Sorry?
Especially for Impact, the best of 2014, which I'm dying to see what the best of 2014 was.
Yeah, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to bore you guys with Impact reviews of recap shows. That's just pointless. So there will not be no Impact reviews in the next couple of weeks. If there's TNA news, such as TNA TV deal news or wrestling guys signing or anything like that, we will definitely come on here and make a video about it. But other
We'll
than
probably mention it during a review or something like that.
yeah, definitely will not. Well, if you hear something huge about TNA, there will be definitely a video. So just keep that in mind. Um, yeah. So don't expect any Impact reviews in the next couple of weeks. It really
Right.
sucks. Our connection problems. We were only able to do one Impact review in the last 3 weeks. So we
Yeah.
do a lot, but we do apologize. Everything is fixed now, but we're not going anywhere. We will be back.
Okay, this is just a rumor though, but we have both heard. I'm sure a lot of you out there have heard this too, but there's a rumor going around about Alberto. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I really don't know what to say actually until it happens. I have
I
no.
mean, if he did say that he has signed with a network, different networks, and they have TV deals.
I know he's one of Lucha Underground.
Yep. I mean, because I watched the thing on YouTube where he said, I have signed with two TV networks, or two wrestling companies with TV contracts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. I guess
I'm
maybe.
sure it's not the WE. And I'm sure the reason he's allowed to wrestle and show up is because of the lawsuit with the WE.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. But that's all in the past. That's WWE. It's TNA. So
Yeah.
yeah. So if there's any news TV wise or any breaking news with wrestling guys signing or being released, we expect a video that night or following day. That's for sure. But yeah, it was really nice to do these Impact reviews in the last couple of weeks, and we'll be gone, but we will be back in January for sure. Whenever these guys are back on TV doing Impacts, and but yeah, we'll be doing our WWE videos as always on Mondays and pay-per-view reviews and previews. And also starting in January, we'll be doing SmackDown reviews as well. So at least once or twice a month. So keep in touch with us, please, by subscribing or at least, following us on Twitter. We really appreciate it. Um, Anything you would like to say, Dave, until we're back on Monday night for our Monday Night Raw review?
Actually, we're back Sunday.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's correct. I apologize. We'll be back this weekend with a prediction show for Survivor Series and then a review show after Survivor Series is over, as always. So, hope everybody can join us then as well. TNA fans are always welcome to join us as well. Um, Anything you would like to touch on before we end the Impact review for tonight? Because we won't be back until January.
Oh, I mean, if you look back, I mean, the last few months, this year, has been pretty bad for TNA. So hopefully they can turn the corner and make it better. Because if not, if it is a 2-year contract or 1-year contract, I mean, will probably be it, and that's it. So hopefully they figure stuff out and get it all going right. So I guess that'll be it.
Yeah, we'll be back this weekend. Appreciate everybody watching tonight. Thanks everybody for watching and whoever's checking out later on our video. And we hope to see you guys in the near future. And have a great weekend. Thanks everybody.